Samuel was at the table drinking coffee and listening to some recordings. He paused the recording. "Good morning, Cush." Cush smiled. "Morning, Dandaddy." Samuel smiled back. "Sit down and drink a cup of coffee with me." Big Ma overheard the conversation. "Samel, don't you give that boy no coffee. He'll be running around here like a chicken with its head cut off." Samuel winked at Cush. "Hush yo fuss, bae, I ain't gonna give that boy no coffee," as he secretly poured a little coffee in his saucer and passed it to Cush, saying, "A little coffee ain't never hurt nobody." Samuel smiled at Cush as he called out, "Baby bruh, come here." Ron came running in. Samuel took a long drag from his favorite King Edward cigar that was resting in an ashtray and blowing the smoke into Ron's hair. "Your hair is on fire, baby bruh, look," Samuel said as he showed Ron a small mirror. Ron ran out screaming and laughing. Big Ma then yelled out, "Y'all come get some teat," a word used in these parts that meant something to eat. As soon as she spoke those words, the entire house seemed to shake as a crowd from out of nowhere came rushing in from every direction. The youngest sat on the floor with their back against the cabinet, making a path for people to pass through. The oldest sat at the table, and Samuel walked out as Big Ma handed him a plate. "Go get your plate and meet me in my study," Samuel told Cush. Samuel pulls out a stand for Cush to eat on, and Cush placed his plate on the stand and they said grace. Cush looked at his plate and didn't know where to start. Eggs, bacon, deer sausages, grits, homemade biscuits, and a glass of fresh squeezed orange juice. The entire house was quiet. All one could hear was the sound of spoons and forks hitting the plates and glasses being placed back on the tables or floor. After they ate, Samuel gave Cush his plate. "Take these to the kitchen, tell your grandmother, thanks, and hurry back." Cush rushed back and took a seat in Samuel's favorite chair as Samuel sat on the small love seat talking for a bit as everyone had chores to do, from the youngest to the oldest. Their duties included washing the dishes, cleaning the garden, feeding the animals, and washing clothes. The eldest homeschooled the youngest, then Cush said nervously, "Daddy, I have that poem for you." Samuel looked up at Cush. "You just now telling me?" "Well, go ahead." Cush smiled. "I was waiting for my cousins to get gone." Cush cleared his throat. "Got this strange feeling. It feels as if many folks think that God is some big old giant white man, sitting on a throne. That alone is a hoax, for he is spirit and truth. You got him judging your every move, a heartless man, who calls himself God, that calls himself love. My God searches the heart. My God cradles his love for you. What is the true definition of love? What lie is this that you've been told? Who told you these lies? That many don't believe in God. No, they don't believe in him because of this. I got some good news for you. That's not the truth for you. Close your eyes. Do it right now. Close your eyes. Go back in time. When you went over to see Granddaddy, Papa Joe, or Old Man Hamp. You know his name. You know their names. Your grandfather. God is like your grandfather. God is like Granddaddy, Papa Joe, and Old Man Hamp. He loves you, and you feel his love. It's not artificial or GMO. He'll tell you, watch yourself. Be careful, he'll tell you the truth about yourself, unlike no one else. He'll tell you, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Or simply, no. If we listen to his voice, of course, God is like your grandfather. The girls get special privileges and treated like queens, you know what I mean. The boys get to do things that the girls can't do, and neither mother nor father has a word to say. Your grandfather is talking, and they are listening. God is like a grandfather. You feel the love, you feel the pain from the punishments that you gain. Your grandfather is a good example. It is as plain as can be. Easy for you to see what God's love is meant to be. 'Cause God is like your grandfather.